Alright, hello and welcome back everybody to our current game of Global War 1914 titled Operation Michael, where we are in the summer 1915, doing the Russian Empire's turn currently. So we have 13 IPPs to spend. We'll spend all 13 on 3 militia, 2 regular infantry units, and an influence roll for Bulgaria. We also have a free influence roll. Don't know yet who we'll go for. Factories, we have the one major factory in Moscow. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. Or not upgrade that, but roll for wartime economy. See what we get. That's a success. So that goes to stage 2. Then for the diplomacy. So for the freebie, we will go for Belgium. Will be this lemon or lime colored dice. This red one will be Bulgaria. So we need, oops, so we need a 2 or less to bring either or down. Okay, so that was Bulgaria. So the Belgian dice succeeded. So Belgium goes to +1 IPP trade, or stage 2 again. So 1 out of 2, not too bad. In terms of attacks, I just want to see for the recon balloon if they do. Air patrolling. The 1. Okay. Yeah. The only attack we'll have is with the artillery unit in Bosnia. We'll try to do an attrition attack there. Oops. And see what happens. So that's on a 1. Ooh, close. 7, but not quite. And actually, we will have one more attack. We'll have the coastal sub, which will be this dice at +1. The Ottomans defending, trying to raid the Black Sea line. That's exactly what we needed. So 5 to 4. So we do the 1 damage. On that line. And the Ottomans go down 1 IPP. Otherwise, that is it for combat, so just non-combat. We'll take these units that are in Latvia. They'll walk over into southern Belarusia. We'll have these 3 infantry units in Smolensk join them in southern Belarusia. We'll have the effective commander from Smolensk join those units in southern Belarusia. The artillery from Smolensk will go into southern Belarusia. And our cavalry and Cossack units will go 1, 2 and move into southern Belarusia. And we might, actually, I think we'll chip these out. Yeah, well, actually, we might be okay. Maybe, maybe not. We should be okay. If we can get this last one. There we go. Good enough. We'll have this cavalry in western Kazakhstan move to back down to there. And I think that'll be okay for now. We'll just place units. So we'll place a militia in western Kazakhstan. One in and then yeah, two in Petrograd. For this one, we will get a chip. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Two. There you go. While we're at it, we'll chip these guys out too. Just it's such a small territory. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. There we go. And I think, yeah, that's all the units. So we collect 12, and that's it. That's what we get. So not doing too great, but it is what it is. Russia's pretty hard to play. And that random event, I've had this in past game I played. I found where they go to war first with Austria and the Ottomans. It always kind of screws them over. It seems, or often. But anyway, so that's it for the Russians. Now we do the Japanese. So they have the one major factory. They're gonna go for wartime economy. On a 7, that's a success. So that goes to stage 2. Purchases, they have 12 IPPs to spend. They'll spend 8 on two naval infantry units. And 4 on a cavalry. Yep. So they'll spend everything. Attacks for them. I think they will have a few. Yes. So they'll pick up, excuse me, an infantry from Port Arthur, one from Korea, and they'll attempt to amphibiously assault into German Shandong. And otherwise, they'll take their cruiser and their two torpedo boats. They'll move 1, 2, and they'll try to sink the German cruiser raider. So we'll do that first. So they're going to have the two torpedo boat destroyers are at a 1, and the cruiser will be at a 3. Alright, so the cruiser hits, and then he gets a defense roll on a 1. And a miss. So success. We sink that German cruiser raider. One less one. One less cruiser raider is always good. Now for this other attack. So there's no terrain or nothing. We have two pre-dreadnoughts bombarding on a 3, I believe, if I recall correctly. Yep, short bombardment on 3. Hey, perfect. We got the short bombardment hit, so you don't have to worry about that. So German Shandong is taken in a successful turn for the Japanese. Germany goes down to 45 IPP. Japan moves up to 7. They take possession of that. And then we have these two infantry units offload into there. Oops. There we go. Otherwise, non-combat. Move this coastal sub 1, 2, because it has the boost from Cochin China. And otherwise, yep. Otherwise, that's it for the Japanese, I think. So they collect 7 IPP for the next turn, and then just place units. So we'll place one of the naval infantry in Kyushu. Actually, we'll place both in Kyushu, and then we'll place the cavalry in Kyushu as well. That's it for Japan. Now on to the U.S.A. So for the Americans, let's see. Well, let's do tech first. They have 23 IPP, so they can do technology research. They'll go for defense in depth. They'll go for improved construction. They'll go for wartime economy and armored vehicles. So we'll roll defense in depth and armored vehicles to start. So defense in depth misses. Armored vehicles is a success. There's stage 1 for that. Then we'll do wartime economy and improved construction. And those are both successes. So wartime economy moves to stage 1. Improved construction moves to stage 2. So 3 out of 4 is pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. For purchases, they'll lend lease enough IPPs to the British to move up a dreadnought from stage 3 to stage 2. So we'll just go ahead and move that now before we forget. They will buy a um mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. They'll spend 7 to buy a transport. They'll spend 4 to buy a marine. Another 4 to buy a naval infantry. 3 to buy regular infantry unit. And 1, they'll try diplomacy for Brazil. So that'll be all 23 of their IPP spent. They'll try to roll for Brazil. So they need a 3 or less. Ooh, close, but not quite. The only combat that they'll have is over in South America. They will attempt to amphibious assault Chile. So they have 2 pre-dreadnoughts that will be bombarding at a 3. Snake guys at 10, no luck. Then they'll have a marine and the mountain infantry offloading. Into the territory. So the mountain infantry will be at a 2. So he's not affected by the mountain terrain. The marine will be at 1 less because it is mountain terrain. So he will be at a 2 as well. Okay, so we can actually just do that. There we go. So 2 at 2. Ooh, very close. So 1 hit. So he's probably going to elect to lose the colonial, I'd imagine. So he has a colonial defending at 2 and a regular infantry unit. Here, let's change the color. Change the color on that. There we go. So he has a colonial defending at a 2 and a regular infantry unit at a 4. And of course, they both get hits. So he loses the colonial, but then I lose these 2 units, and that battle, yeah, is effectively over. If you would have only got 1 hit, I could have taken just the marine, which doesn't suffer double casualties, but he got the 2 hits. So, but quite lucky for them. Yeah, so that battle's over. Otherwise, that's it for the Americans. Non-combat movements, they're not really. Actually, they'll have some. They'll rail this naval infantry down to New Orleans. and this Marine down to New Orleans, and otherwise that's it. So yeah, we already moved up the British, so then they just the Dreadnought we lend leased. So just place their units. So the transport, we'll build it in Washington, just at sea, so he'll join the fleet here. The Marine will build in Washington. I will build all three. We'll build the infantry in Washington as well, and the naval infantry units. Oh, I forgot to do their. Sorry about that. Anyone watching, their peacetime income increase is the first thing you should do, no matter what, before anything. So 3. So they should be at 1, 2, 3. So they would be at 26. Which at 26. Yeah. So they don't. Nothing else happens till they get to wartime footing. So they do collect their income though. So they get 26 IPPs to spend for the next turn. All right, now we move on to the Chinese and then the random events. Okay, so these were the current warlord cards. That was already all placed and done. Oh, sorry. We'll just backtrack a second to before the Americans finish their turn, they control the Mexicans, and we will do something with that. They'll all attack just like the last turn. So 3 cavalry from eastern Mexico, a mountain infantry and a militia from western Mexico, 2 militia from Chihuahua. So no first strikes, nothing like that. Our 3 cavalry will be attacking at a 3 because there's no mountain terrain, nothing like that. The mountain infantry will be at a 2 because it doesn't have the effect from the border terrain, the mountains. And then all the militia attack at a 1 no matter what. And they'll be the gray ones. We'll go ahead and roll all this out. Okay, so one of the militias got a hit. He'll lose 1 unit. He has 2 defending at 4. 2 hits. We'll lose 2 militia. So press the attacks. We have 1 militia, the mountain infantry, and the 3 cavalry. Okay, and that'll be the battle over. We got 2 hits with the cavalry and a hit with the militia, and then he gets 1 defending at a 4. And that's a miss. So, after quite some time, the Mexican Revolution is officially over, and the revolutionaries defeat the Federalist forces. So we do have to look quick for that, for resolving it. So resolution continues until one side eliminates all forces from the opposing side. So if the revolutionaries win, Mexico becomes neutral. So over on the diplomacy chart, Mexico is neutral. And the U.S., we move up 3 stages in improved logistics and 2 stages in improved construction. So 3 for improved logistics. So the U.S. would just be at stage 3. And improved construction, we move up 2. And we hit 1 this turn as well. So basically, the Americans have improved construction completed. Their first tech, which is good for us. So now demods, remove half of each type of unit and put them all on the main map in eastern Mexico. So half of each type of unit. So if we take 3, divide that by 2. Yeah, in fractions you round them up. So just one of these, one of these. Then 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, so you round up to 2. So 2 cavalry. I do believe my math is not off. That's correct. And we bring them to eastern Mexico on the main map. So there you have it. So that's good for us for sure. Yeah, so that's it for the American turn. So Chinese turn, as I was saying, these were the current warlord cards that were pulled. Those were already all done and sorted, so we don't have to worry about those whatsoever. Good. So we have 3 IPPs to spend. We'll spend buying a regular infantry unit for 3. And then for our turn, we will attack into Hopei with everything we have in Shantung. So we do have to cross a river, otherwise it's flat terrain, so our artillery unit won't be affected. The cavalry would be from a 3 down to a 2 on the first round, but we will boost it with the artillery to a 3. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry units that will all be at a 1. So first we'll roll and the retreat, which we don't want to forget about. So yeah, so on a 10 to a 12, they have to retreat and be taken last as casualties. So we'll do the first striking artillery at 4, miss, and we'll do the cavalry boosted to a 3, 1 hit, and then the 4 infantry all at a 1, and we have no hits but 2 retreats. So they'll retreat back to Nanking and have to be taken last as casualties. Then he has 3 infantry at 4, 2 militia at 2. The cavalry, I believe, is at 2 as well. Yeah, cavalry defend at a 2. Okay. So 3 at 4 and 3 at 2. Oh, so no hits. That's good for us, but we still have 2 units that retreat. So they'll fall back to Nanking. Or sorry, not Nanking. They'll fall back to Shantung. That's where they're attacking from. Will and yeah, he loses 1 unit. He'd probably take the militia. We'll try to press the attack 1 more round. So we have our artillery at a 4, miss. Our cavalry at a 3 because it's boosted. We'll say that's a miss because that landed on a 1, but I wasn't done rolling it. Like I accidentally clicked fat fingered and clicked with the mouse, so we'll say that's a miss, and that's a retreat, so the cavalry has to retreat back. And then we have 2 nationalist infantry that will just be at a 1. Or at a 2, sorry, because it's the second round, so 1 hit. Again, he would probably elect to lose the militia, so he has militia and the cavalry at 2. 1 hit, and then the 3 infantry at 4. Okay, and 3 more hits. Okay, so that would be gone. My 2 infantry, they didn't retreat, but they would be eliminated. And the cavalry rolled a retreat. The artillery would be eliminated. And I think that would be it. The cavalry might be eliminated, but I think that's all his hits. I think I assigned them correctly. If there's a mistake, we can correct that. And if there is, it would just be that the cavalry is eliminated. So on the German turn, or before he does the German turn, he'll get to decide if he wants to counterattack with those units that he has in Ho Pei. Otherwise, that will be it for the Chinese. They will collect 3, and they will place their infantry unit. They'll place it in Shantung. Actually, sorry, would they? Okay, yeah, see, so the warlord counterattack happens before the place units phase for me and collect income. If I hang on, if you decide Binasi to counterattack with these 3 infantry and this cavalry against either these 3 units or potentially just these 2. I just want to see combat. Although I do non-combat. You know what? I'll for my non-combat before the warlords do their combat, I'll move this one over. So yes, either you'll be attacking these 3 and a cavalry, or if the hits were slightly off, there would be a cavalry and it'd be these 3 at a 4. So I'll let you decide that. If I keep the territory, I would put the infantry in Shantung. If not, I'll put it in Szechuan. So I'll put it in Szechuan for now, but yeah, if I keep that territory, that's where I would have. If you decide to counterattack, that's where I would put it. Otherwise, that's it for the Chinese. They've collected their money, and now we can do the random events as we go into the fall-winter of 1915. So random events, or so align Bulgaria. Bulgaria doesn't align automatically though because it's up the Ottoman tracks. We don't have to worry about that. And Nade does align. Oh, but that already happened. Yeah, I think it got taken. Yeah, by the Ottomans. And Nade would be, yes, a declaration, or it would make the U.S. go up by 3, actually. These Central Arabian ones don't, but Nade would. So, because that was a declaration of war on a Our central powers attack any minor power. So sorry, so that would just be +1. So the Americans should be at 27 instead. Otherwise, this colonial that the British will get on their turn, keep it there so you don't forget. And we can do the random events for the fall winter 1915. So for the West, we got 5. So Russian winter. So Russia's bitter winter. So limits combat in Russian home country to 1 round, which to me this kind of seems redundant because it's already 1 round no matter what. I think if it's the fall winter. So ships may not enter or depart sea zones A8, A9, A13, and A14. So 8, 9, so 13, 14, 8, and 9. So none of these can move, but there's nothing really there. So we don't have to worry about it. Rail movement is limited to 1 in Russian home territories for everybody, and Russia advances 1 stage in improved factories. So, 8, there you go. Not that it'll help us much, but you never know. So that's that. And for the East, we get 1. So Turkestan revolt. So place 1 attacking Ottoman infantry each in Kazakhstan, Turkestan, and Mangistau. So the victor immediately gets 1 free diplomacy roll for each territory. And the little history blurb is Russians end exemptions for Muslims for military service and continue oppressive policies. That's an infantry? Yeah, an infantry. So the Ottomans take Mangistau. I needed that cavalry, otherwise I wouldn't have moved it, but that's kind of also my own fault. So not worth anything, but they get that. And Kazakhstan's Turkestan, they already have it, so I guess they just get an extra unit. So that's good. So otherwise we don't have to do anything with that. Otherwise, that is it for this turn, and we can hand things off to the Germans. Good luck to them.